The biggest obstacle to taking action usually isn't fear, it's thinking too much. Welcome to the Doing What You Know Friday community video. These Fridays are about slowing things down just enough to reflect, reconnect, and reinforce what you're building. Not just in your business or goals, but in yourself. If you've had a strong week, great. If it's been messy, you're still exactly where you need to be. Most people believe thinking more will help them make better decisions. It sounds logical. Analyze more, consider every angle, wait until you feel completely confident. But in reality, overthinking rarely produces clarity. More often, it produces hesitation, and hesitation quietly destroys momentum. The longer you sit with a decision, the more complicated it becomes. One reason overthinking is dangerous is because it feels productive. You're still engaged, you're still analyzing, you're still mentally involved, but thinking is not the same as moving. You can spend hours, days, or even months thinking about something without taking a single meaningful step forward. I've experienced this many times while building businesses. In my career, when I learned a new strategy, I often tried to perfect the plan before executing it. I would study it, I would analyze it, I'd ask questions, I'd look for better ways to do it. But the people who moved fastest weren't the ones who had the most knowledge. They were the ones who acted quickly and adjusted along the way. Eventually, I realized something important. Speed of action beats perfection of planning. This connects directly to what we talked about last week, resistance. Resistance rarely shows up and says, don't do this. Instead, it says, think about it a little more, research it a little longer, make sure everything is perfect first. Those thoughts sound responsible, but they're quietly delaying progress. Every time you delay action, something happens. Momentum disappears, energy fades, confidence drops. The longer something sits undone, the heavier it feels. What once seemed simple begins to feel complicated, and what once felt possible starts to feel intimidating. People who move forward consistently share one trait. They shorten the gap between decision and action. They don't eliminate thinking, they simply limit how long thinking lasts. They decide, then they adjust. Action creates feedback. Feedback creates improvement. Improvement creates confidence. You can see this clearly on a pickleball court. If you hesitate when a ball comes toward you, you're already in trouble. Good players commit quickly. They read the situation. They move. Even if the decision isn't perfect, movement keeps them in the point. Overthinking freezes you. And when you freeze, the opportunity passes. Life works the same way. Here's a rule that eliminates a lot of overthinking. If the decision isn't life-altering, act faster. Most decisions can be corrected. A few decisions may be permanent, but hesitation costs time you never get back. If you want to shorten the gap between knowing and doing, the Doing What You Know community exists to help with exactly that. The link below is a team referral rotator. It rotates referral links from active members inside the community, and access to that rotator is just one of the benefits of being active inside the group. You can join at www.doingwhatyouknow.com/team. Next week, we're going to talk about something deeply connected to overthinking, perfectionism, because perfectionism often convinces people to wait for the perfect moment, and that moment rarely arrives. If you're watching this and you're not actively inside the Doing What You Know community, understand this. Progress doesn't come from knowing more. It comes from being in an environment that keeps pulling you forward when you normally drift back. That's what this community exists for. Join us at doingwhatyouknow.com/school. It's SKOOL. Get involved, stay visible, and keep doing what you know.